Hey traders, in this video, I'm gonna go through two major things. That one is what it actually takes to make a full-time income from trading, the truth behind that, and also secondly, firstly, I'm gonna be teaching you one of the biggest things that's gonna stop you from moving forward in the markets, and secondly, I'm gonna walk you through the truth about making a full-time income from trading. And hopefully this is going to really help you out. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, over the last 15 years, we've tested 64 different trading courses, and we have put the most powerful systems and trading techniques that we've discovered in this brand new trading course. And for a limited time, I'm giving away free access. So go to johnsfreegift.com. That's johnsfreegift.com, or click on the very first link in the description. They get free access to this brand new trading course right now. Alrighty guys, so the truth about making money from the markets is I've actually really learned this a lot throughout my trading career. And one of the things that I've learned is that the success in the markets comes down from two major things, okay? Two major things. Firstly, there's actually a lot of things that goes into what a good trader is, right? People just say, give me a good trading system. But if you have a good trading system and then you start to pick and choose, now you're skewing the results, you know what I mean? So for example, if you have a trading system here, right? You have, call it a flag, call it a breakout, call it, I don't know, divergence, whatever you're going to call it, you know what I mean? Maybe it's, buy the dips or whatever, you know what I mean? Maybe choosing stochastics, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But let's just say, for example, on average, you have your trading system here, and on average, your trading system gets, let's say, a 70%, okay? 70%. Now, my system, 90% of the time is going to generate a profit. But, that's neither here or there. But the thing is let's say, for example, your strategy gets 70%, okay? And it gets a 70% win-loss ratio. Now, what happens with this here? Say, for example, it gets a 70% win-loss ratio. What happens is this. That meant, therefore, 30% of these trades are what? Are losers. So the first thing is this, okay? Let's just say, for example, this is the trading system here, and we have this trade right here, right? This is the trade right here. It meets all the rules. Are you going to take it or not? Because if it meets the rules, you have to take it, right? Oh, I'm definitely going to take this because it's part of the system. It's gonna generate a profit, and this is the and you get into this trade and it's a losing trade. Oh, it was a bad trade. I had lost money on that trade. No. Hang on a minute. Stop. You're looking at trading the wrong way, right? Because just because you lost money doesn't mean it was a bad trade. No. A bad trade is when you take something just because you blindly think it's a good idea, not because there's any plan behind it, right? So no, it would lose it. That losing was what? Was just part of the loss ratio over here, right? Through this bit through here. Makes sense? The loss ratio. So there you go, right? So you take this one here, and let's say, for example, this next one comes up. Do you take it? Oh, I'm not too quite sure. I don't like the look of it, but does it meet the rules? It does, but I'm just not too quite sure. I don't think it's going to be a good trade, but does it meet the rules? Yes, it does, but I'm not going to take this one. Okay, and guess what happens to that one? That's now what? That's now a winner, right? Not as a winner, but it recoups all the losses and a lot more in profit. And now you're kicking yourself. Right now, you're absolutely kicking yourself. And then this next trade comes along. Then guess what happens? You take that trade. You take this trade here, and it's a winner. Oh, you know what? Yes, I got it right. Right? See that right and wrong? You can't be having that right and wrong attitude. Like, no, you did your job. Your job is to wait for the pattern to appear with that trading plan and take it. And understand that this trade you're about to take right now could be a losing trade. You must accept that up front. So there's a winner. Right? And then you take the next trade, right? Let's say the next trade here. And then that's a loser. You're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this. I'm actually going down. I had a loss here, then I had a win, then I was break even. Now I'm at a loss again. I'm actually going backwards here. I can't believe this. I thought this was a successful system. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Right? They just go off like a little firework. And you can see this here, right? You can see how this whole thing here is based on you trying to be right and wrong with the markets. See, the successful trader of the markets is successful because of one thing. One, or because of a few things. One, they know what they're looking for. And two, there is no fear of losing money, right? The reason why you didn't take this trade here is why? Because you're fearful of losing money. Guess what? You're going to lose money on some trades. Get used to it. That's just part of the parcel. That's part of the game. What you should be focusing on more is just sticking to the plan. Stick to the plan 100%. And when the trades come along, your job is just to take them, because you never know up front whether this trade is going to be a winning trade and so on and so forth, right? So then you take this losing trade. You're like, oh my goodness, now I did take this trade here, and this trade here was a loss. Then I took this trade here. Now I'm back at break even. Now I took this trade here. Oh my goodness, now I'm lost. But if you took this winner here, you'd still be in profit. And then this next trade comes along. Now, guess what? Now, because your account's down, you've been trading for 4 times, guess what? You're like, oh, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a good trade. What do you focus on? You're focusing on fearful of losing money. Set up your risk management. Say, okay, if this is a losing trade, I'm not going to be hurt too much. You don't take this trade, and now that's a winner as well too. And at the end of all of these trades here, let's say you take 10, 20 trades. At the end of all these trades, you had once what was a 70% win-loss ratio of that system that you trade. Now is more like maybe a 50% win-loss ratio. Do you see how that works? Why? Because you're picking and choosing. You can't do that. You're the picking and choosing of the way you pick and the way you choose these trades is just simply based on a probability basis, right? And you can never get upset about one trade. This whole I got that right or I got this wrong. If you take a trade based on your plan, and that plan, you take that every single trade. Now, I'm not saying when it gets down to this support level that I'm going to buy. And then the next trade is it's going to break out to the upside. So if it does do that, then I'm going to buy. Do you see how that's two different plans, right? One's a buy support, one's a breakout. You need to have the exact same plan and take the exact same trade every single time. See, you're not patient enough to wait for that plan, whatever you're going to trade. And so therefore, that's the first thing you got to worry about. The next thing you got to worry about is then if you are disciplined to just stick into that one pattern and waiting for that to appear on the markets, now you start to pick and choose which trade you think is going to work, which trade you think. And if you do get into a trade and it's a losing trade, you now say that was a bad trade or I got that wrong. No, there is no bad trade. There is no wrong trade. If you stuck to the plan and you got out when you should have for a loss, i.e. cutting your losses short, that was a good trade. You did the right thing. Do you see that? Why? Because if you do that consistently throughout the trades, you know by the time you've taken 20 trades, your account is going to be up. Your account is going to be going. Why? Because you've already done the testing. You've already done the results. And this is something that I still see with some of my private clients. They're picking and choosing with some of my private clients. And I'm just like, today, right? There was another nice trade that appeared. I'm just like, I don't know whether it's going to be a good trade or should I say, I don't know whether it's going to be a profitable trade or not. If it is a losing trade, doesn't mean I got it wrong. Doesn't mean it was a bad trade. It was just part of my loss ratio. Makes sense? So it's really, really, really important to understand this here. Now, the thing is that I think a lot of people get stuck in the markets because they have this thing about take more trades equals more income. More trades doesn't equal more income. More trades equals a lower win-loss ratio equals more mistakes and ultimately you going backwards. Okay. Now, the truth about making money from the markets, the truth that I have learned over the markets and over this time is the fact that that within the system here, that one of the biggest things is obviously we're talking about here. Now, I want to bring up I have a workbook for my private clients here, and I'm going to bring up there we go here. Right? So I'm going to bring up this here, and this is actually in the workbook that my private clients have got. Okay, and I want to read you through this here because I think it's really, really, really important for you to understand the truth about this and why you don't need a lot of trades to do really well. In fact, if you take a lot of trades, You're going to get into shit trades when you shouldn't be in it. You're going to chase the market. You're going to have foam over the market, and it's going to be all over the place, right? You're going to load up too much and all that sort of stuff. If you have a structured every single day, structure means you have the same plan, you see the trade, you take it regardless of what you think, hope, or fear, you have good risk management, losing trade, take the loss, next trade, win, loss, win. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it works. And not do that. So, the truth about making a full-time income from trading. One of the biggest mistakes I made when starting out, and so do many traders, and it's one of the biggest reasons most traders fail, is setting weekly or monthly goals. By the way, it's not your fault because they have it all over the market these days. You know, like make $10,000 a day or whatever, right? $5,000 a day. The fact is that some months you'll have a lot of trades within your system and some months you won't. This all depends on what time frame you're trading. Stop. Important with what I just said there. Everything is opposites. If you trade just the daily chart, say 30 minutes, say to 1 hour per day, then you're going to make less. That actually should say trades. Okay, you're going to make less trades, and so you're going to make less trades. If you are wanting to trade, say intraday, where you sit in front of the screen, say 4 to 6 hours, do your scans, whatever, every day, and wait for setups, then you need to be even more consistent, disciplined, and patient. Right, so that's where a lot of people don't understand. If you have the opportunity to trade a lot more, well, you need a lot more discipline. Why? To just take those setups to not be sort of fooled to get into these things that you shouldn't. So let's continue on through here. Okay, so remember, you don't need a lot of good trades throughout the entire year to do really well. The most important thing is what we've talked about already in this book, and I'll get to that a bit later on. But the most important thing is obviously, you know, having the plan, sticking to the plan, everything I've talked about in this video. Okay, now it's important to look at your trading over a whole year and not a day or month. Right. So once again, you have a plan, you have your pattern, whatever you're going to call it. You know exactly when you're getting in on that pattern. You have your entry signal, so on and so forth. Okay. Some trades loses, some trades not. You don't pick and choose, okay? Now, let's just say you're trading just the daily charts and you're trading options 1 hour per day, which means you get in today and you're going to hold for maybe a week, maybe a couple of weeks or more. Throughout the entire year, you're only taking A+ trades. Now, A+ trades is what I call like my 90%ers. 90% plus, which means they 90% of the time they're going to run on for profits, okay? And let your profits run. Okay. Now again, I'll talk about my system later on, but that's the system that I trade because it doesn't have a lot of trades, but it is very high quality. And let's say you're A+ and you only had 20 good trades throughout the entire year. Okay. Let's say you only had a few losses and the rest were nice trades. Now, obviously, if it's a 90% loss ratio, you only had 20 trades throughout the entire 12 months. Right, 365 days. Well, that's not trading days. I don't know how many trading days it is, but you sort of get the point here, right? Some trades will say 300% return. Is that possible? Yeah, right. If you know how to cut your losses short, let your wins run, then yeah, you can. There's plenty of trades where I've made 600% return in one day. I've made, up to 1,000% return in 3-4 weeks, right? So the numbers can be a lot bigger than this, right? And just say, I'm using this as a theoretical example. Some trades with 300% return, other trades with 50% return, and the few losses that we actually had, they'll say 40% loss on average, right? We might have had maybe a couple there at 30%, maybe a couple there at 40%, but the average will say 40% loss. And let's just say on average, if we calculated all the profit divided by all the trades we had, we average 100% return per trade, okay? So I'm going to keep the number simple here, 100% return per trade. And again, I'm only using a small number sample here because obviously you can take a lot more, but this is only trading the daily chart. Like what I do when I'm trading the markets, I run the scans. I'm only trading really half an hour per day. I look at the markets, I run my scans, and then I see if there's any trades, and I put the trade on, and then the market closes, and then I go off throughout the day to do whatever I want to do, which is stuff that I'm doing right now, which I love to do. And then I come back tomorrow, and then I see what happens, and then I simply just manage it. And I only spend half an hour per day, but because of leverage with the options, it allows me to do quite well out of it. So let's have a look at this here. So over the 12 months, you only took 12 trades. If you were taking just $5,000 per trade, right? So you just say you got your trading up from say $500 per trade to $5,000 per trade. Well, $500 at 100% return times 20 trades equals $100,000. Now this is US here, so for people that are in Australia, that's almost $145,000. So you don't need to have a lot of money on per trade to do 6 figures per year, right? What stops you? You're trying to make a lot of money every single day, right? You're rushing. What do they say up here? The fact is that some months you have a lot of trades and some months you won't. And some months there's been months this year where I've had no trades. And then right now I'm in 4 trades. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just the way it is. And let's just say, for example, you stuck to the rules and say year one, you were trading $5,000 per trade and you stuck to it and you only had 20 trades and you made $145,000. Then the next year, you started bumping up a bit more, right? Now you started doing $20,000 per trade because you're confident. Now this takes time, right? It's not an overnight thing. And this is what I walk my private clients through. Per trade, $20,000 at $100,000 at 100% return on average. Okay, not every trade, but you see how it averages out. That equals $400,000. Or close to $600,000 Australian if you're converting that to say US to, that's doing that conversion roughly right now anyway, okay? Now, if you're trading $40,000 per trade, then $40,000 at 100% return times 20 trades equals $800,000, and all you took was 20 good trades, 20 really high quality trades throughout the entire year. You waited. That's close. That's over 7 figures for the year, and all you traded was half an hour, maybe an hour per day. What that means is you run the scans, you look for good quality trades, and you continue building from there. And then I say here, but how do you do that in reality? Every day you stay consistent, disciplined, and patient. Consistency, right? You show up every day. As I said before, every day doing scans, no trades. Come back tomorrow, no trades. Come back tomorrow, no trades. Come back tomorrow, trade. No. 2 weeks of this, no trades. 3 weeks of this, no trades. 4 weeks of this, no trades. That I just can't take anything, right? I can't take anything that doesn't meet my rules. Because by me actually taking shit, I'm only going to get shit. So I can't take anything else. And then guess what happens? Week 5, I had 2 trades. Week 6, I have another 1 trade. Week 7, I have another 2 trades. And out of those, I might have 1 or 2 losses, then 1 really good winner, and then a couple of small profits. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it all works. And within a few short years, you too could be doing these numbers, but you must stay focused on one system and get so good at it. So this is where it's like a lot of people say, oh, I want a lot of trades, and they think, right, the myth of more trades equals more income. If you had a lot of trades, you're probably likely to go backwards because you're probably doubling up, and there's a lot of emotion that goes into this, right? So I have found by taking less trades throughout the entire year, I have done so much better. Why? Because I'm less emotional about my trading, right? I'm less emotional, and I'm not trying to do or get. You know what I mean? It's like within that emotional process. If you start to take a lot of trades, you start to make a lot of mistakes because it is emotions. But if you're only waiting for really, really good high quality setups, well, then guess what? Within that process, okay. Within that process, you're likely to trade really well. You're likely to be less emotional, and things are likely to move a lot smoother for you. So I hope you can see, guys, from this process here. Right, this is just the foundations of the success trade. So as you can see, right, this has nothing to do with technical analysis. It has everything to do with you personally as a trader. And this is something that I walk through with my private clients. Now, if you're interested in becoming a private client where you get my #1 trading strategy and you get my weekly coaching, which is stuff like this I'm talking about here right now, weekly coaching, weekly live coaching, and then also every day I'm on the Facebook sharing my trades with you and things like this every day, then just email me at Howell, HOWELL, trader @gmail.com. Just email that and I'll email you all the details. I've just opened a few spots up for that. So if you're interested, email me at Howell, HOWELL, trader @gmail.com, and I'll send you all the details for that as I've just opened up a few spots now. All right, guys, well, that's it for me. Once again, guys, you too can do really, really well. But as you can see within the markets, everything is really opposite in the markets. You know what I mean? Like, you think you need to trade a lot of money per trade to have that one big win for you. You know, you might have a trading account of 20 grand and you whack that whole 20 grand on one trade trying to make that one big win. But what happens if that trade's a losing trade? Even if you're sticking to the rules that has a really high win-loss ratio, that'd be absolutely nuts. Even though I have a 90+% win-loss ratio, that'd be nuts for me to place 90% of my account on one trade. Why? Because what if that trade that I take is a losing trade? Because I do have losing trades. And what if it's a 50% loss? Now my account's down 40, 50%. See what I mean? So slow and steady wins the race with these markets. More trades doesn't equal income. And what I say here, but you must stay focused on one system and get so good at it. You must get so good at just trading one really good system, guys. And that's what I teach my private clients. I'm not about trading a lot ever. I'm about taking really good high quality trades and only waiting for those really good high quality trades, and understand even if I do have a high quality trade right now, it can be a losing trade. And my job is not to think about it. My job is not, well, what if this is a losing trade? No, well, guess what? I don't pick and choose. Most of them are profitable trades, and that's how I do really, really, really well in the markets. I hope this helps you out, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey traders, John Howell here. Thanks for watching my video. For a limited time only, I am giving away free access to my brand new trading course. I've put all my most powerful systems, strategies, and trading techniques that I've learned over the last 15 years and put it in this course, and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. See, in this brand new Guide to the Markets by the Boys trading course, and you can get it when you go to johnsfreegift.com, you're going to learn, firstly, you're going to get access to a brand new training course for 90 minutes, and you're going to learn all the details step by step to my #1 trading system with over a 90% success rate that works on any market and any time frame. You're also going to learn 3 powerful chart reading and trading techniques. You're also going to learn 2 more powerful trading systems, and also you're going to learn 7-figure trading secrets, mindset techniques, and so much more. There's top 13 mistakes you're going to learn, the 10K per month formula, and so much more. No, this is not a get rich quick scheme, but if you are struggling with your trading right now and you need help, then for a limited time, you can get free access to this. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now, or click on the very first thing in the description, because for a limited time, I'm giving away. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and start getting access to this full complete trading course, plus also the free training with my #1 trading system with over 90% success rate. Go to that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.